All right, we're all here. It's 10 o'clock on the dot, so I'd like to call our Municipal Planning Commission meeting to order for this June 9th, 2022 meeting. We're all here. Our agenda is on the board. We have guests today, so I would like to do some introductions. Neil, would you like to start us off? Your mic is off, sir. The people in the public can't hear you, but that was Neil Johnson, and he's from Antelope Creek. No.
Division 10, Neil Johnson.
Division 10.
Nice loud voice, right, Kelly? There you go.
Good morning, Amanda Philpott, Division 8, Duchess.
Good morning, I'm Ellen Unruh, and I represent Division 7 around the village of Rosemary.
Hi, I'm Greg Screever, Division 5, Lake No Resort and Castles.
Good morning, I'm Kelly Chrisman, Division 6 on the west side of the county.
Morning, Arnold Dirksen, Division 9, suburbs around Gem.
Welcome, Nat Fensky, County Administrator.
Good morning, Holly Johnson, Division 4, Scandia, Rainier, and Bow City.
Good morning, Adina Scandrup, Division 2, Tilly area.
Good morning, Dan Short, Division 1, Rolling Hills.
Hi, Lynette Kopp, Division 3, Patricia Millicent area.
Pam Elliott, Admin Assistant, Planning and Development.
Good morning, Sandra Stanway, Brooks Bulletin.
Hello, Shanna Lee, Development Clerk.
Hi, I'm Maria Jackson, the Supervisor of Planning and Development.
And I am Zachary Forrest, the Intern for Planning and Development.
Welcome. Glad you made it in today. Thanks for coming. Okay, the minutes from our last meeting, they're in your package. How do you wish to handle them? Neil?
I'll move we adopt those minutes.
Motion to approve. Any comments, questions? All in favor of that motion? That is carried. Any post-agenda items anybody has? Seeing none, I'll carry on for an adoption of the agenda. Reeve Dirksen, all in favor of that? That is carried. Development report. Shanna Lee, would you take us through that? Is there anything you want to highlight on that report?
I don't have anything to highlight, but I can answer questions.
Okay. Are there any questions for Shanna Lee? Holly?
It's not a question, just the Sawatskis actually live in Division 4, not 5.
Thank you. No further questions. Development permits, 7.1. Go ahead, Shanna Lee. Zachary. Thank you.
So for this, this is an extension request for development permit 2021-077. The discussion point is the development permit 2021-077 was approved by Municipal Planning Commission on September 9th, 2021. The effect. Yes.
Kelly, your mic. Kelly, yours isn't on. I'm not on. So I'm just going to stop you. I have hearing issues, so if you could speak right into the microphone, I'd sure appreciate it. Thank you.
I will do that.
Thank you.
The development permit 2021-077 was approved by the Municipal Planning Commission on September 9th, 2021. The effective date of September 29th, 2021. permit stipulated that the developer must start construction before September 29th, 2022. The applicants are requesting a time extension of 1 year to September 29th, 2023, due to unexpected delays relating to the COVID-19 pandemic and continuing procurement challenges. Therefore, options to council are to provide that extension to September 29th, 2023, or option 2 to refuse the extension. And the recommended action from the Planning Development Department is to approve the 1-year extension.
Thank you for that. Not uncommon for solar projects. How do you wish to handle them, MPC? Holly, go ahead.
I'd like to make the motion that we grant them their extension.
Okay. Call the question. All in favor of the motion? That is carried. Moving along to 7.2. Shanley, I'll take this one.
Yes. Good morning. 7.2 is also a request for a solar extension. It's from SunAlta Solar, which is southeast of Bazzano. They have AUC approval of April 12, 2021, and they're requesting a 1-year extension, and staff is recommending the approval of that.
Go ahead, Lynette.
I'd make the motion to approve the extension.
Anything further? I'll call the question. All in favor of the motion? That is carried. 7.3. Shanley, I'll take this one. Okay.
Development permit 2022046 is for the construction of an oversized accessory building with a variance to the maximum height. The applicant is requesting a variance of 2.3 meters and has submitted a letter to the Municipal Planning Commission stating his reasons for the variance. Specifically, they require additional height to accommodate a vehicle lift for the landowner's hobby of restoring antique vehicles. There was no issues or concerns from staff. There was no response from adjacent landowners, and we are recommending approval with conditions, and the landowners are here to answer questions.
Thank you. Is there anything the landowners would like to add to the application? I'll get you to come up to the front. Our guests out in cyberspace want to hear what you have to say as well.
The only thing I would like to add is there was a part of our letter that we wanted to also make room for a motorhome, as that could be purchased in the future.
Okay. Are there any questions? Go ahead, Holly.
If you're doing a motorhome, does that make the size of the building larger, or it's just another reason to have the building higher?
Higher, 14-foot door would be required to get a motorhome in.
Mm-hmm. How do you wish, Ellen? Go ahead.
I'd like to make the motion to approve with conditions.
Thank you. Any further comments, questions? Seeing none, all in favor of Ellen's motion? That is carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming in today. It's always nice to see. You're welcome to stay as long as you like. But have a nice day. Okay. Construction needs.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I have a question, I guess, perhaps for Shanley, just kind of in regards to that. We have seen, not a lot of height variances come through here. We've certainly seen some. Are there cases that we're turning down height variances? Because I'm just wondering if we should be looking at increasing the height allowed so we don't need to come here, or is that not make sense?
I'm going to let Marie answer this.
The height variance is something new in this
new land use bylaw that we've approved, and it's definitely something that we can look at amending because we didn't have this height restriction in the past. And you're right, I think that shops are getting higher based on what's happening. So that's definitely something that we can add to the list of amendments and present to council if you wish.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have there been many that have been opposed by neighbors that have come forward?
Sorry, I forgot about that part. No one's been opposed. I suppose maybe people look at that height variance and then decide what they're going to do, but I don't believe it's been a deterrent. It just means that it is a discretionary use that needs to be approved by MPC versus, you know, an easy in-office decision.
And my question is, what is the radius of, or the reach that we go to for advice for the neighborhood? Is it a mile? Is it, how do you do that?
Circulations go to the adjacent landowners. If there is something in regards to maybe increased traffic or noise, let's say, that would extend past adjacent landowners, then it would be circulated to any affected landowners. But for the most part, it's directly adjacent.
Okay, thank you. 7.4, Shanley.
Development permit 2022048 is a application to construct a single-family dwelling for residential use with a variance to the maximum number of dwellings on the parcel. The land use bylaw states that an agricultural general parcel of this size would have a maximum of 4 dwelling units allowed. The parcel of land currently has 10 residential structures with a total of 39 units, and the proposed single-family dwelling will bring it to 40 units. Therefore, the applicants are requesting a variance to the maximum density from 4 to 40. There was no issues from staff. There was no adjacent landowner response, and we're recommending approval with conditions.
Is 40 a usual size for a Hutterite colony, or is this an extra large unit? Go ahead.
We've had a lot of colonies that have been building in the last couple of years, expanding. Yeah. This is probably the biggest one.
Thank you. Yeah. Lynette.
Maybe I didn't understand it quite right, but it sounds like this is asking for a single-family dwelling. I thought most of the construction was multi-family, but they only want to do one. Like that's.
Yep, go ahead.
That's correct. They do want to do one single-family dwelling. Their intention is to eventually sell the single-family dwelling, move it off-site, but right now they only need one dwelling for a family added.
Did I understand correctly that the current, they're approved for 4 dwellings and they're applying to go from 4 dwellings to 40 because they never applied previously? Is that what this is? Or was that previously approved and I missed that?
Yep, go ahead, Maria.
The maximum density on an agricultural parcel is 4 dwellings. So in this case, they have several multi-unit dwellings, which would which would make the dwelling units more than the 4. So they do currently have 40. Is that so now because they're more than 4 dwelling units, it becomes discretionary, and it's at the discretion of MPC whether they'd like to increase that density or not. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Is this, it seems like this is a workaround to build a manufactured home building place similar to like a Jade Homes or whatnot in Bow Island. They're going to build a single family dwelling with the intent of moving it out down the road. Is this going to be something that's going to be constantly happening, which means this is more of a business than a residential or a residential style use, or am I seeing that wrong?
Go ahead, Shanley.
The intent of the single-family dwelling is to have a family live in the dwelling, but they're going to build it in such a way that if they can move it off later, that's a possibility.
Go ahead, Maria.
I guess to add to that, because they're already over their 4 dwelling units per parcel maximum, that if something happens that they remove this, if they then want to build another single family dwelling, they would again have to come to MPC, and it would have to be a decision of MPC. So if this is constant, coming to MPC for this approval, that would flag us. Maybe there's something else going on, and then MPC can decide on that at that time.
Okay. Holly.
Sorry, would it be appropriate to ask them to give us a plan for their future, looking at building more residences or what they're going to need? Would that be appropriate, or is that overstepping what we're looking at?
That's maybe futuristic. Yeah. We're dealing with this right now. Let's stick to what we're tasked with here today. I think the plan that Maria put forward is a solid one. We'll see what comes next if this house actually, or this dwelling actually moves off the property. So, Neil.
Wouldn't almost every Hutterite colony be over 40? Like everyone I've ever been at has a lot more than 4 residences on it.
Yeah, I think that's probably correct. And that's why this application is coming to MPC. So there is a provision in the land use bylaw in an agricultural district that a multi-dwelling unit is a use within a Hutterite colony only, because that's generally what we've seen being built in Hutterite colonies. This may be a new wave of development. I guess we'll see, but I think for the most part it is more than 4. That's correct. I think one thing to consider with allowing more, and this comes into the building code part of it, but the more people that live on a parcel, the more waste is created. And so I think it's good that MPC makes that decision once it gets to a certain amount.
So we have a recommendation in front of us. Greg.
I'd like to move to the approval of this application.
As recommended?
As recommended with conditions.
Okay. Any further questions, comments, concerns? Okay, I'll call the question. All in favor of Greg's motion? That is carried. Thank you. We had no post agenda. Any reason for in camera? Seeing none. Question period. Any questions? Any hands raised, Todd?
No, you are good to go.
All right, I'll move to adjourn this MPC meeting.